Oh yeah, is it what's today? Thursday? Is it Thursday already? Wow. Skeleton Crew is finally here. We got the 2 episode premiere on Monday, not Tuesday, on Monday, and we got a lot to get into today. Jude Law, is he a Jedi or not? What's going on with At Attin? And so much more. This first 2 episodes exceeded my expectations by a million, but we're going to talk about what you guys thought of these first 2 episodes. So tell me in the chat, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you rank episode 1 and 2 of Skeleton Crew? Tell me in the chat. First things first, let's do that. Get that out of the way. And then let's, wait, hang on, chat. Hang on, chat. Okay, I fixed it. All right. Okay, so without further ado, tell me in the chat what you thought of these first 2 episodes of Skeleton Crew, and let's talk about it, okay? A lot went down in these first 2 episodes. Now, where do we start? So we have the mysterious planet of At Attin that is home to this eternal treasure that seems to be a myth to everybody else in the outside galaxy, outside of this planet. It's surrounded by a barrier of red light satellite looking things that are probably keeping the planet hidden from the rest of the galaxy, at least so we assume. It's being controlled by droids, at least so we assume, and there's this whole other side of it with the people there not really knowing, at least to our knowledge, that there is this eternal treasure on the planet. They don't know what's really going on, which makes things even crazier. Fern's mom, there's definitely something going on with her, that's for damn sure. And we know for a fact that within the next couple of episodes, we will be going back to At Attin with the children, going back to At Attin, which means a whole lot of things. But one of them, that this whole plot, whatever the show is going to end up back on At Attin, back with this eternal treasure that we saw in the second trailer for this show. And it might see the death of a lot of people. I know, I'm already 2 seconds into the live stream and I'm predicting people's deaths, but Wim's dad, Fern's mom, everybody else on that planet might be Neil's family, which, by the way, come on, talk about cute. They might all be goners, but we'll talk about it all in just a second. Let's say hi to everybody in the chat, shall we? Mando United, what is up? Haja, how we doing? Officer Murdoch in the house. Explore the Force, how we doing? Brandon Baker, what is up? Fearless, how we doing? Kit Fisto in the house. Your pal Joe, how we doing? Taffery sorry, how we doing? Starchip 66, what is up? Annie K, how we doing? Navarro, what is up? Austin Snow, how we doing? Star Wars Order, what is up? Ben, how we doing? John Groom in the building. B-Man, what is up? Okay, if I miss you, you know the deal. Just yell at me in the chat. Let's look at these scale on a scale of 1 to 10. What did you think of this first 2 episodes of Skeleton Crew? Tell me in the chat, but we got some scores already. So, Navarro gives it a 10 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 9.4, 8.5, 10 out of 10, 9, 8.5, 3.5. What the heck? A bajillion out of 10. Okay. 11 out of 10. Wow. Very high scores. First episode an 8, second episode 8.5. Interesting. For me, I said it in my breakdown video, but the first episode for me was an 8 out of 10, and the second one was a 9. I really like that second episode more, even though it was the shorter of the two. Even though it left us on a big-ass cliffhanger, it was just sort of that pirate port that got me. Seeing SM-33 in action was, I mean, come on. But it was that sort of port that really got me. Yeah, it got me there. Now, we are using a different streaming service today, StreamYards rather than Streamlabs, for a specific reason. So if things don't really look as the same, I guess, some of the mechanics here, we're not going to be doing a lot of those clips that I like to do because I haven't set them up yet. But we have a special guest today on this live stream. It will happen later on in the live stream, on the back half of the live stream. But for the first time in channel history, we'll be having a special guest on a live stream, and it is none other than Star Wars Sith. Okay, shout out to Sith Tony. Shout out to Tony. He'll be on the stream later on, around probably 3 o'clock, something like that. So around the hour mark, he will be joining us. But before he comes in, we got to talk about these episodes. We got to break them down, and we got to speculate a little bit because we got a lot to get into here. So first, let's start with episode 1, shall we? Episode 1, and I'm actually going to pull it up on my other screen here. I can't really show you guys because that would be like, copyright infringement. But what we're going to do is we're just going to quickly go through. So it opens up with the pirates. Now, I got a bunch of questions for you guys. Who do you think is under the mask? Chat, who's under the mask? The mysterious Captain Silvo. Silvo Baggins, if you will. Captain Silvo, who's under the mask? Chat, Jod. Jod. You all say Jod, huh? You all say Jod. Jod Na Nawood. Is he the one under the mask? All right. It seems like you have all made up your minds that Jod Na Nawood is under that mask. What if I were to tell you that I know for a fact it is not him? What if I were to tell you that I know with 100% certainty who is under that mask? Dramatic pause. Oh, you guys want to know? You guys want? Do you guys want to know who's under that mask? You guys want me to tell you? You want me to tell you who's under the mask? Is that what's going on here? Mike is losing his mind already. Maybe I'm losing my mind already, or maybe I might be the only one who's sane here. You all think it's Jod Na Nawood, when in reality, it's me. It's me, chat. I'm under the mask. So stick that in your pipe and smoke it. You all thought it was Jod Na Nawood, didn't you? You think you know it all. No. Okay. All right. In all seriousness, it's official. Mike's already lost it. Okay. All right. Seriously. Back to reality here, chat. Who is under that mask? I agree with you. I think it's Jod Na Nawood. It seems like that's the only logical explanation. Why would they show this Captain Silvo character who's wearing a mask? It sounds a little bit like Jod, even though there's like a voice modulator thing on it. It seems most likely that it will be Jod Na Nawood revealed to be under that mask. However, this is where things get complicated. Why? The big question is why? Why would they keep Jod Na Nawood alive, or their captain, Captain Silvo, alive if he truly is Jod? Why would they do that? Why would they stick him in a cell just to rot? Why would they not just throw him out the airlock like they did with the New Republic people that they just captured? Or killed, I should say. Why capture him? Why keep him in a cell? Why go through all the trouble of doing that? That's the big question. And then the second why is, why does he stay there? If he could use the Force to grab that key, why didn't he do it way before then? Why did he wait for these kids to come to him in the cell to break free? Chat, I got questions that need answers. And I need answers now. Why would they keep him alive? And why would he wait for the kids? Let's hear it, chat. No ship. I have heard that argument. No ship. And here's my rebuttal to that. It's a spaceport full of ships. You don't think he could go and steal one? The guy has the Force, okay? That's pretty much like winning the lottery in the Star Wars universe. You can pretty much do anything. So going off and beating some people up and stealing their ship is not that hard for our man Jod Na Nawood. Why wait for the kids? Jod is a Sith. We'll get to that in a second, whether he's a Jedi or a Sith or whatever the hell he is. Yeah. Jack Robin says, I love the first 2 episodes a lot. Why is At Attin a mysterious planet? That's another why that we'll get to in a little bit. But let's focus first with Jod Na Nawood, okay? And Captain Silvo, I should say. Yeah. And if you guys have not yet, smash a freaking like on the stream. I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. But let's put up another poll in this chat because I want to do it. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. What did I can't type today, chat. What did you think of Skeleton Crew's first 2 episodes? Did you love them? Did you like them? Were you like, I mean, it's all right? Or did you hate them? Are you a big old hater? Oops, that's not how you spell them. Them. Tell me in the chat. Put up the poll. All right, let's do this over here. That's much better. Whew, that's much better. Okay, so we figured it out. I'm the one who's under the mask. That was plain to see, clearly. Why is this button not working anymore? Chat, what's going on, chat? I'm not a fan of this. Oh, duh, because I got to be on this probably, right? So it was me under the mask. All right, it's Jod Na Nawood under the mask. That much is clear. The big question now is why? Why did they keep him alive? Why did he wait for the kids? Did he really need a ship that badly? I don't think so. I think there's a lot more going on behind the scenes with Jod Na Nawood that hasn't really been revealed yet. Now, the big problem is Jude Law, who of course plays Jod, has said that his favorite episode is episode 7, because episode 7 is when we learn the whole backstory of Jod. The big problem with that is episode 7 is weeks away. Weeks away. So we got a long way to wait to find out what's really going on with this Jod Na Nawood character. So for a long time, for the next 5 weeks, we're just going to sit here and predict what's going on. We're going to have to just use our brains to figure it out amongst ourselves. But we can speculate about something else today, and that is At Attin. So let's talk about this mysterious planet. We first get introduced to all of our new main 4 characters: Wim, Neil, who's the GOAT, by the way, Fern, and KB, our 4 main kid characters on this planet of At Attin. Now, first, when it's introduced, it's this very suburban, Earth-like planet. It's the most Earth-like planet we've pretty much seen in Star Wars to date. You're supposed to feel like you're one of these kids. You're supposed to feel like you're Wim and you're going off on this crazy adventure, or you're Fern and you're going off on this crazy adventure. Interestingly enough, on my 3rd or 4th watch through of these episodes, you see the similarities between Wim and Fern. Fern's kind of the rebel style of Wim's character, but Wim is the adventurous type, and so is Fern. There's that scene where she's looking up into the sky like there's got to be something more fun to do on this planet or in this galaxy than just sit here and do nothing. She's always trying to go on a fun adventure, and so is Wim. But you get introduced to all these 4 characters in this planet that seems like probably the most safe planet in the galaxy, the most Earth-like planet in the galaxy, the most civilized planet in the galaxy. No pirates, no bounty hunters, no smugglers, no hut syndicate, no crime syndicates at all. Like, it seems safe. It seems great. Then we find out that it is a myth. It doesn't exist to anybody else in the galaxy. Not only that, there's an eternal treasure there. Who knows whose treasure? Could be our boy Exum or Zim. Or it could be anybody else, really. Could be anybody. But there's an eternal treasure that's rumored to be there. Again, rumored to be there. These kids happen upon a buried, lost, a Jedi temple. Or at least Wim so thinks it is. They come across a Jedi temple, or Wim does, and they come to find out that it's a starship. And our robot characters that take control of this planet inform us that starships can't enter or leave the planet. And if they do, they won't make it past the barrier. Which, strangely enough, our kid characters had zero problems getting past that said barrier. Zip. Nada. They just went right past it. Keep that in mind. So, they happen upon this ship, the Onyx Cinder, which we didn't get the name, by the way. Like, it's called the Onyx Cinder, but we didn't get that name. Whatever. They come across it. It's buried in the ground. It's actually upside down. Did anybody else catch that? When Wim is in the cockpit, it's upside down. It's completely upside down on its head. And then when it comes out of the ground, it slowly turns over. It rolls over. So this ship is not only buried, but it's buried upside down. So now the question becomes, 1, how long has this ship been there? 2, why is it there? And 3, how the poop does nobody in this freaking planet know that that ship is there? It was like 40 feet off of the road. Probably more, but like 40 feet off of the road. How did nobody know that that ship was there? And when did it get there? How old is SM-33? How long have those skeletons been sitting inside that dormant ship? Did it crash land there? Were these pirates looking for the eternal treasure that they talk about the rest of the episodes? There's one key line that gives us an indication on who might have been the former pilot of this Onyx Cinder and why and how it ended up on At Attin. Now, the one line comes from episode 2, and it's Brutus. Brutus, the very cool werewolf-looking guy, Brutus, he says a specific thing when he's talking to when he just finds the kids and he's talking to Jaleel White's character, Gunter. He says, how did their ship make it past our turrets and come in unnoticed or come in unscanned or something along those lines? I can't remember the exact line. But he talks about how this ship, their ship specifically, was able to come into their dock. How is that possible? The only logical explanation is it's a pirate ship. Now, obviously, you're going to go, Mike, duh, it's a pirate ship. SM-33 told us it was a pirate ship. Okay. But now we're talking about how old is this pirate ship. It was able to enter this pirate station without any question. Like, nobody cared. They were like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. Welcome back. So it couldn't have been that long when you're thinking of it. Was that Steve Urkel? Yes, it was. Steve Urkel's Star Wars canon. True story. Yes. Yes. So it couldn't have been that long. However, this brings up the argument of what the hell's going on At Attin. 1, Wim has Old Republic credits. We'll get to that in a second. We also have the reveal of this great works that somebody brought up in the chat. I missed it, but I saw it out of the corner of my eye. Somebody brought this up. Fern's mom, Farah, her name is, comes into class and tells these kids that they have the assignment or assessment tomorrow where they're going to assess what job they'll have in the future. But she mentions that they are all going to get jobs to sort of help the Republic in this thing called the Great Work. What? Okay, so it's got this mention of the Great Work has sort of had fans losing their minds. And there's a pretty big theory, a pretty great theory actually going on with Screen Rant. This article from Screen Rant. So I want to, can I do this again, guys? Bear with me because this is a new software for me. Share. Oh, did that work? Chat, did that work? No. Oh, it did work. Okay, cool. Cool. Oh, awesome. That looks fantastic. Okay, let's do that. Fantastic. Okay. Let's read this article, shall we? This comes from Screen Rant. Everything Star Wars has revealed. Oh, that's annoying. Is that going to show up on the bottom every time? Oh, no, man, we're good. We're good. Can you guys hear that go boop, 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 boop? Because it's really annoying. Okay. Everything Star Wars has revealed about At Attin, the lost planet of eternal treasure. That's one of the names. Let's not forget, chat. Can you guys hear that go boop, 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 boop? Because it's making me lose my mind. If you're in the Discord right now, please shut up. Okay. But having said that, the creators of the show, John Watts, Christopher Ford, they have both said, or at least Christopher Ford has said, that this planet of At Attin was once dubbed the crown jewel of the Old Republic. We talked about this for weeks and weeks and weeks, that this was once dubbed the crown jewel of the Old Republic. It's a big deal, okay? It's a big deal. Now, it is the lost planet of eternal treasure. Let's read this. Of course, spoiler. Oh, did I not mention? Spoiler alert for episode 1 and 2 of Skeleton Crew today during today's live stream chat. If you haven't seen the first 2 episodes, you might want to check out of here. We didn't just spoil the entire first 2 episodes in the first couple minutes of the stream. Okay, so Star Wars Skeleton Crew centers around a mysterious new planet, At Attin, which supposedly houses a trove of eternal treasure. Crazy. Initially, the story of Skeleton Crew was positioned as a simple journey home arc, which none of us bought for one singular second, but with the main characters becoming lost in space. However, by the time of Skeleton Crew's episode 2 ending, it has become clear that there were elements in play that gave the story added doses of mystery, intrigue, and pirate-based fantasy. Many of these unexpected story beats come not only via Skeleton Crew's Star Wars Easter eggs, but also thanks to the exploration of At Attin. The show begins on the planet, which at first seems like a normal, insignificant suburban planet where Skeleton Crew's cast of characters are living out their unamusing lives. That said, as Skeleton Crew's story progresses, the nature of At Attin becomes somewhat clearer, revealing a fabled lost planet of eternal treasure and some potentially huge Star Wars connections. Okay, so let's talk about the great work, shall we? Lee, what's up? The settlers on At Attin are conducting a great work. We'll get to this lady in a second. The first hint that At Attin is more than it was originally suggested comes via Carrie Condon's Skeleton Crew character. That is this lady right here, Fern's mom, Farah. Farah works for the At Attin government, which implies that they have a government, and makes an appearance at the school attended by Wim, Neil, KB, and her daughter, Fern. Farah begins a lecture to the children about how important their upcoming tests are at school, outlining the cruciality of picking the right career paths. The cruciality of picking up the right career path for the benefit of all the students. At Attin itself and the Star Wars New Republic. This is a lie. She does not say the New Republic. She says the Republic. Yes. Okay. Farah insists that once the children become part of At Attin's career path, they will be. Can somebody get on that in the Discord, please? Thank you. Okay. That was annoying. They will be contributing to the planet's great work, thus keeping the Republic peaceful and strong. That's what she really says here. Interestingly, this concept of the great work links to a part of the franchise's timeline set centuries before the Skeleton Crew show. Star Wars, the High Republic era. Now, give me a 1 into the chat if you've read any of this High Republic era stuff. Anybody? Anybody? I really got to shut this off. How do I do this, chat? Have you guys read any of this High Republic stuff? Whatever. I can't figure it out. I'm just going to put this over there for now so it shuts up. Oh my God. It's really annoying me. It's really annoying me. Yeah, so a lot. Okay, so some people have read it, some people haven't. Makes sense. Okay, so the High Republic story is set only a couple hundred years before the prequel trilogy. It's in a time where the Jedi are at their peak, the Sith aren't really around. It's the Acolyte takes place at the tail end of that time period, the High Republic era. Um, so in that High Republic era, there is a chancellor by the name of Lena So right here, Chancellor Lena So, who has this project called the Great Works. So let's read on. In the High Republic, there is a galaxy. The galaxy is led by Chancellor Lena So. Now, that's only for a certain portion of it, but yeah. That would ensure, sorry, she who wishes to conduct several projects deemed the Great Works that would ensure the peace orchestrated by her and the Jedi Order that would endure. This teases that At Attin is a remnant of the High Republic era. Now, this would not be the first time the High Republic has been referenced or brought into the current timeline of the Skywalker saga in recent past. Yes, you have the Acolyte show, but not even that. Star Wars Jedi Survivor came out 2 years ago now, something like that. And in that game, you have not only direct references to the High Republic, but you have a character in Dagon who survived in a bacta tank since the High Republic era and now becomes the villain of the can we kick him already? God damn. Okay, sorry. And shit, I lost my train of thought. This is really fucking annoying me. I gotta figure this out. How do you turn off your notifications on Discord chat? Somebody please help me. This is making me lose my mind. Hide muted channels. How do I mute all these channels? Notification settings. Here we go. Nothing. Done. Did it work? It didn't work, chat. This is really pissing me off. Mute everything. Suppress. No. Mute everything. Mute the people who love Star Wars until I turn it back on. Boom. That better have worked. Sorry, chat. Usually with our other streaming software, it doesn't do that. I don't get notifications when the Discord alerts. What is going on? I gotta mute you guys too. How do I do that? How do I just mute all these things at the same time? Why isn't there just like a mute? Oh, notifications. Notifications. Enable desktop notifications. Nope. 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 Just shut up already. All right. Hopefully that worked. If it didn't, I'll. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Back to the topic at hand. Where was I? I'm gonna lose my mind. Haha. I think I did it. That was really annoying me. Chat, imagine this, because you guys can't hear it. Let me paint the picture for you. I'm reading a sentence. Like, for example, in the High Republic, the galaxy, and it's boop boop, 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 led by leader. Boop boop. That's what I'm dealing with over here. That's what I'm dealing with. Yeah. I've lost all sense of where my head was at. Okay. let's regroup and rephrase. The Great Works is a tieback to the High Republic era. Okay? The High Republic era has been referenced a lot in the new sort of canon of Star Wars, and it seems like it's going to be a main focus moving forward as well. We have a super chat. Okay. That lightens the mood a little bit. That makes me feel better. A little bit. Darth Plagueis lives. Oh, I like this a lot, chat. You can pull it up on the screen. Can you guys see that? That is sick. Okay. Darth Plagueis lives with a very generous $5 holla. Says, loving Skeleton Crew so far. Nice. Could Jod Na, really be faking having the Force? Oh, we can talk about that. Plagueis, keep that on the back burner, and we'll talk about that after we finish with this High Republic stuff, okay? But I'm glad you're loving the Skeleton Crew so far, and I appreciate the super chat. I really, really do. Super chats, memberships, keep the lights on over here. So yeah, appreciate it. But we'll get to Jod faking the Force, or whether he's a Jedi or a Sith in a little bit. But let's go back to this article. Let's go back to this article. How do I? Oh, okay. That's pretty cool though. I can pull up your super chats on screen now if you guys send in a super chat. Okay. Let's get back to business here. So, this teases that At Attin is a remnant of the High Republic era. The planet and its people could be committed to the old ways of thinking that began centuries before Episode 1 of the Phantom Menace, Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. With the High Republic and its elements being integrated further into various Star Wars movies and TV shows, making At Attin a world dedicated to this part of the Star Wars timeline would certainly be a convenient way to do so with Skeleton Crew. So you're trying to integrate this new time period, because the High Republic is a new time period in the Star Wars timeline. You're trying to integrate it into the Skywalker saga like it's always been there, with Jedi Survivor, with the Acolyte, and now with Skeleton Crew. It makes sense, and it makes it pretty intriguing. A planet that's been lost for the last 3, 4, 5, 600 years, lost in space, believing all the wrong things. It's absolutely insane. It's so crazy. Oh, your pal Joe gifted a membership. I appreciate that, Joe. That is very, very. I appreciate that quite a bit. Who won the gifted membership? Does it say? Who won it? Oh, it's RG. RG. Welcome to the people who love Star Wars, RG. I will play you your song next time. I haven't set that up yet, but I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Joe. I really do. That's very generous. Okay. So they're integrating the High Republic into all this other stuff, but that means that At Attin would have been, or has been lost for the last 300, 400 years. And these people here still believe that the Republic is a thing. And they're still working towards what Chancellor Lena So put in hundreds of years ago. That's pretty wild. But let's talk about the barrier real quick. At Attin is concealed behind a barrier. Okay? Another intriguing aspect of At Attin supports the idea of it being a High Republic planet, the barrier. The barrier is referred to multiple times throughout Skeleton Crew's Episode 1 and Episode 2 as something that surrounds the planet, shielding the view of the wider galaxy. It appears as a swirling green nebula in the sky with dotted with red lights, as you can see. Oh, not there. As you can see, what? They didn't show me the picture? Okay, whatever. You guys know what it looks like. The barrier is described as something that At Attin citizens are not allowed to cross, meaning no one is allowed to leave the planet or come into the planet. Let's not forget about that. You can't leave the planet, but you also can't enter the planet. Yeah. Evidently, though, the barrier is not a physical barricade. Its names, as the name suggests, the children fly through the barrier very easily at the end of Episode 1. Teasing the true nature of it and how it ties to At Attin's great work, the barrier is seemingly a failsafe designed to keep those from At Attin on the planet and hide it from the outside world. So, not only is it trying to be a sort of scare tactic to keep the people of At Attin on the home planet, because nobody's leaving the planet because there's no starships on the planet, but it also could be what's hiding the planet from the rest of the galaxy. These red dots in the sky, or the nebula outside of the planet, could be what's hiding it from the rest of the galaxy, and that's why nobody can find it. Because it, at one point, was the crown jewel of the Old Republic. Let's keep reading. Droids like SM-33 and other navigators cannot simply jump to At Attin, meaning the barrier acts as a deterrent to keep the planet hidden. That's another very strange thing. Can we talk about that for a second? How about the fact that SM-33, the droid, who was crash landed on At Attin for who knows how long, doesn't even know that the planet exists? doesn't even know how to get back, doesn't even know that it is a planet at all. How is that possible? How is that possible? Chat? Anybody? I need answers, and I need them now. All right, let's keep reading. Okay. Oh, meaning the barrier acts as a deterrent to keep the planet hidden. If the world is indeed linked to, in the ways of the High Republic, this barrier could be a good way of keeping At Attin's civilization in a form of stasis, meaning it doesn't know what's going on in the outside world, has no idea that Palpatine took over, executed Order 66, killed all the Jedi, took over the galaxy, had the whole empire for 20 whatever some odd years, and then he dies, the empire falls, and now the New Republic's in charge. So they're not just one generation behind, they're like 6. You got the High Republic, you got the end of the High Republic, you got the prequel trilogy, you got the Clone Wars, you got the time of the Empire, you got the New Republic. They are bajillion years behind at this point. Yeah. Maintaining its High Republic great works long after the era ceases to exist in the Star Wars timeline. So, let's talk about this for a second. We'll get to the Nihil in a second. The Nihil are the main villains of the High Republic era, but let's talk about this. With all of that being said, tell me in the chat, do you think that these great works that Fern's mom is referring to in the Skeleton Crew episode 1, do you think that is the High Republic great works from Chancellor Lina So, who's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years past dead? Do you think this is the same great works that they are talking about here? Has this planet of At Attin really been lost in space or lost in stasis for over 300, 400, 500 years? And if so, is that how long SM-33 has been there? And then the big question becomes, why? I ask it again. Why? Why is this planet cut off from the rest of the galaxy? Who's doing it? What's the purpose? Why is this going on? It's possible, chat, that this eternal treasure that the pirates know of that's on At Attin, and these people who think they're working towards this great works have nothing to do with each other. Total and complete coincidence. It's a possibility. If these people are sitting on some sort of crazy eternal treasure, you don't think they'd know about it? Or at least somebody knows about it? Star Wars Santa says yes. It's very likely that the High Republic era, maybe not Lina So's great works, but almost certainly something out of that era. Probably. It's at least the prequel era, because they're talking about the Republic as if it's the Republic, not the New Republic or obviously the Empire. Lee says, At Attin is a rebuild of the planet that was involved with the great hyperspace disaster. Hence the crash ship. But the pirate ships wouldn't be there. Like, the great disaster happened, yes, but there wouldn't be pirate ships crashed on the planet. And also, what would be the deal with the treasure? All right, now I want to bring up the Skeleton Crew trailer, because now that we've seen the first 2 episodes, there's a lot in this trailer we haven't seen and have seen. And some of the stuff we haven't seen is far more important now. Like, extremely more. Sorry. Hang on. Let's do this. Oh, wait. You guys can't see that, can you? Hang on, chat. Yeah, you know? Okay. Let's do this then, chat. All right, let's watch stuff we have seen and haven't seen.
What are you in for? What are you in for?
I found something buried in the woods.
By the way, can we talk about how good these kid actors are? Can we just sit back and talk about this for a second? How good these kid actors are. They make or break the show. If these kids sucked at acting and we didn't believe them for a second, this show would suck. But they are so unbelievably good. It's absolutely wild.
Dad.
This is unacceptable. Do you understand?
What do you think it is? Don't touch anything.
What did you do?
We're lost. Really lost. Stay together. We just need some directions home.
Come on, kid. Pay up. Whoa. Where'd you two find an old Republic credit?
Over here.
So this is sort of the first scene we've never seen. We are now over a minute into this 2-minute trailer, and we've already seen all those scenes. That's what we assumed was going to happen. The first 2 episodes are usually what is in the trailers, but still, we've seen all of that. We've been there, done that.
Yeah, quick. I'll get you home.
So we haven't seen that of our boy Jod yet.
We'll make a partnership. But we have to move.
Again, this is all probably going to happen within the next episode or 2, something like that. I don't know. Didn't they release this full Huddies version of Major Tom? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And it's awesome.
You to take the controls.
Okay.
Neil?
Neil?
A crew.
I did not expect this scene of them going through space to be the opening scene. These astronauts going through space.
A crew of murderous pirates is coming.
Keep this scene right here in the back of your head. These kids fighting. Just keep it in the back of your head. SM-33 was badass as hell.
What's wrong? They're not going to just turn up. We need to find them.
So this is going to be probably the next episode.
Going to just
Fern's mom, Wim's dad, looking for their kids.
turn up. We need to find them.
We're not alone down here.
Oh, be wolf.
Now, this is my big question for you guys. Is this planet At Attin? Is this snowy planet with the mountains and all that stuff At Attin? Now, usually in Star Wars, most planets like Tatooine, Hoth, like they're all one biome. For some reason, Adam, what's up? For some reason, Star Wars doesn't have multiple biomes on a planet. I don't know why. It just doesn't. However, At Attin is the most Earth-like planet that we've seen in Star Wars. And Earth, of course, has different biomes. We have deserts, we have the Antarctica, we have jungles, we have everything. Is it possible that this is At Attin and the kids are looking for the treasure in a different spot on the planet? It's an entire planet. Their little suburb area might not be the whole planet. Looks like Kajimi. It's probably not going to be Kajimi. No. No. Neil and Wim's actors have great comedic timing. Yeah, they do. That's for damn sure. Indeed, they do. There are ties to current things, at least what we've seen as current. Their world leaders might have access to new stories and get other stories, but alter and limit what they release to the public. What do you mean there's ties to current things? Like what? Well, it's weird that it's weird that Wim has these sort of iPad looking things that have Jedi involved. Like he's looking at Jedi temples and descriptions of Jedi temples. He's fighting Jedi versus Sith when he's playing with his toys. If they're trying to keep stuff or keep information from the public, why would they tell them about the Jedi at all? Tell them about the Sith at all? How does that list of the planets fit into the story? I don't know. I don't know. The great work could be a manufacturing of credits, but then they would have been shut down a long time ago. Like the Republic doesn't exist anymore. You know? I don't think this shot is from At Attin. Okay. So you don't think this shot is from At Attin. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Because this seems to be what the trailer is making us believe is where the kids are going to find the treasure on this planet. We've seen that one sort of frame where Jod and Neil are looking at the ancient Sith writings. That's on this planet. We know that for a fact. As you can see, the snowy mountains in the background. So the Sith writing, the ancient Sith writing, is on this planet, but the treasure isn't? Hmm. Adam says, I think his mom gave him the iPad, and the school really can't do anything about it, but don't like it. Ah, interesting. The mom. Okay, let's talk about Wim's mom for a second, shall we? Wim's mom is not in the picture. We assume she's dead. Most likely. His dad is a busy guy. He's working all the time. He's a busy dude. My question to you, chat, is will Wim's mom come into play? Yeah, I know what you're saying, Adam. Yeah, she gave him the template and talked about the Jedi and the Sith with him before she died. Yeah, absolutely. He even says it to his dad, like, can you read me a story like mom used to do? So his mom is the one who made him this adventurous type, made him the sort of kid that he is now, you know? That's true. But I actually think this mom is going to come into play quite a bit more. Not that she's alive, but her not being there is going to come into play quite a bit. His dad is not the best guy. Let's be real. He's not the best father. That's for sure. Yeah. Ha 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 ha. This is where I'm going at. Any case said it. I think his mom is gone because she was doing something rebellious. I could not agree with you more. I think his mom found something she wasn't supposed to. Maybe the treasure. Maybe she stumbled upon a spot where she wasn't supposed to go. I have no idea. But it does seem like Wim's mom will be a catalyst in the back half of this season to some sort of, I don't know, reasoning as to why Wim is so adventurous and probably connecting to the treasure itself at some point. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Oh, Thrawn kills with a very generous $5 holla says the painting on the walls in Fern's house looked like Leia. Seems very rebel-like. Look like Leia? All right, let's talk about this because I do know exactly what you're talking about. Let's see if I can find it. So in Fern's house, which by the way, Fern is a rich kid because her mom is in the government. In Fern's house, we see where the hell's Fern's house? Is it before she gets in trouble? Before they get in trouble? Ah, found it. Okay, so in Fern's house, we see this sort of mural or something behind them. You say it looks like Leia? Hang on, let's take a look at this. We see this mural. I don't see. Oh, maybe kind of Leia. I see that. Yeah, a little bit now. Let me do this. Stop sharing screen. By the way, Thrawn Kills, I appreciate the $5 holla. I really do. And that's a great profile picture, by the way. I can see your guys' profile pictures a lot better now when I pull them up on the screen. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do this. Haha. Okay. So this is what we're looking at here. What? Boom. I'm going to hide that for now. Okay. So this is the mural we're looking at. We can't really see it all that good from back here, but keep this in mind for just a second. You see what looks to be like a Neil type character holding a cane, a Leia-esque looking girl right there in the middle wearing all white, somebody sitting on the ground facing the other way, and somebody standing over there with a big sun above them. Just keep that in mind for a second, okay? Just keep it in mind for a second. All right. Now, let me pull up the Discord. Shout out to Navarro for finding this. This is pretty wild. Okay. So this, perfect. Drag that over there. That and this. So one of these is a behind the scenes look at an upcoming episode of Skeleton Crew. We assume it's going to be episode 5, I think, maybe even less than that. But take a look at this. So this is Fern's house. Can I zoom in on this more? Okay. So this, hang on, chat. I don't like how this screen sharing thing works because it's not now what I want to share anymore. All right, let's see. Is that one? No, this one. Okay. So this is Fern's house. You can see if we zoom in even more, this mural has a Neil looking character, a Princess Leia looking character. There's a Thorian right there, the hammerhead looking dude. And then there's somebody sitting behind her, somebody sitting looking the other way. There's a sun, or what looks to be a sundial, up at the top. Very strange. He's holding a cane too. That looks like Ahsoka's cane from as Ahsoka the White. Keep that in mind. And now let me pull this image up. There's got to be a better way to do this, chat. I just don't know. I just don't know how to do it, but there probably is a better way. And then look at this. This is a behind-the-scenes look at the Skeleton Crew. The exact same thing. Now, you can see it's a little bit different, as in the sundial's a little different. The guy standing here now has a helmet on. There is that same dude sitting behind Fern over there in the corner, still there. But this, it's a similar house because all the houses in At Attin look the exact same, but it's destroyed. It's absolutely destroyed. What's going on here, chat? It doesn't look like these kids are coming home to a very safe planet anymore. The guy with the helmet's also in Fern's house. Is he wearing a helmet? Hang on, let me take a look. Oh, you're right. He is still wearing a helmet in that. You're right. It's the exact same guy. You are absolutely right. This guy right here in the behind KB's head, off to the right there. It's the exact same guy. So maybe it is the exact same house. Interesting. Interesting. This could be implying that Fern's house gets obliterated. The vines indicate that it could be abandoned. Oh, you're right. I didn't even see the vines. You're right. There's vines there too. Now I have no idea what the fuck's going on. Chat, what's going on here? Anybody? What is this? There's vines? It looks destroyed? What are these kids going to travel into the future or something? What's going on here, chat? On the wall between SM and Wim, is that Qui-Gon Jinn? Oh my God, it kind of does look like him. No, it's definitely not. But it does look a little bit like him. Does look a little like him. So the kids in SM-33 are standing inside of what looks to be Fern's house, but destroyed and abandoned. Could be just a different house. Could be. But then what happened? What happened? The planet could be two-sided. Dark side of the moon, light side of the moon type deal. So one side like is abandoned, is what you're saying? There's not enough time to have passed for it to become abandoned. Let's say that. I mean, these kids haven't aged a second in this scene. So obviously, they're not coming back years later to an abandoned home. It's a twin planet? I don't think so. Time paradox? No. So let's stop there for a second. No. There should be no such thing in Star Wars. No time paradox stuff. No time travel. No, none of that. No. So the only logical thing here, or two logical things, I guess, is that this is a completely different place, completely different location, completely different house, maybe, and it's just for some reason destroyed and abandoned. Maybe there's answers here. Maybe this is where the treasure is. Possibly. Or somebody absolutely destroyed their planet. Like, absolutely destroyed their planet. It's possible. Now, here's the thing. We got a lot of questions that need answering when it comes to the Skeleton Crew series. Like, a lot. Between Jude Law, At Attin, whatever. When this freaking planet thinks they exist in, a lot of questions. And I've been asking you guys a lot of questions. And I need answers. So I brought in the only guy who I think has all the answers. I'm sorry to do this to you, Tony, but you got to give me all the answers. So we have our first official special guest ever on live stream. Now, yeah, that's the intro I'm going with. One of the best streamers out there, one of the best Star Wars content creators all across the board, from all of it, YouTube, Instagram, you name it. My dear friend, Tony, and huge shout out to Tony because he was one of the first guys who brought me on his show. So huge shout out to Tony. Of course, the first ever person to come on the show, and hopefully more to come, but he will set the stage. He's the first guy. Star Wars Sith. If you're not following him, go follow him immediately. Well, let's get him on in here. Tony.
Yo, how are you doing?
What is up?
Bro, first of all, thank you so much for having me. Right. I appreciate being the very first guest. I am honored. Like, this is an honor. And congrats again on hitting 100K, man.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That means a lot. I'm actually going to switch you here because we're both looking the opposite way. There we go. Perfect.
Let's go.
Yeah. All right. So, Tony, I hyped you up. You got to give me all the answers, okay? First of all, Skeleton Crew, what did you think? First two episodes.
So I had a blast. I enjoyed both of them, right? But I think I enjoyed them more afterwards, watching people's reactions, breakdowns, and theories, because it opened up so many possibilities. And now I'm even more hyped because, like, to me, that whole town is fake. It's like the Truman Show. You ever see that movie, A Truman Show?
With Jim Carrey.
So I'm like, bro, who is behind there? Is it the droids running it? Like, there's something crazy going on, some big picture thing. And I'm just so curious to see who's behind that curtain. Who's the Wizard of Oz behind there? Because it's going to be something crazy. Because, like, has that planet, like you said earlier in the stream, has it been there hundreds of years, thousands of years since the Old Republic? Like, and how has nobody found it? Bro, there's a lot of crazy what ifs in it. And I love it when we get to theorize like this. Like, that's my favorite. Like, in Ahsoka, having all those theories on who's Marok, this and that. I love it when there's so many possibilities.
Yeah, I could not agree with you more. I mean, being obviously Star Wars content creators, I feel like we're a little removed from it, but absolutely, it's the week in and week out being able to predict stuff and just speculate. That's the best part about being a Star Wars fan. It starts from the beginning, though. Like 1977, A New Hope comes out, and immediately you're predicting what's going to happen in the next movie. And then it's just like a trilogy adds so much more speculation. When The Force Awakens came out, you're like, who the hell is Snoke? What's going on? Like, exactly. That's the hype and speculation you want to have. In these first two episodes started us off on the right path. Now, let me ask you, who's under the mask?
Oh, it's freaking the guy, Jude Law. So I haven't watched all of the interviews and stuff, but I want to say there was a press where he said he has a lot of different nicknames throughout the show that we're gonna get a bunch. And I could have swore that that captain name was one of the nicknames that somebody said that he mentioned in an interview, but it looked like him. It sounded like him. That was his neck, bro. That was 100% a Jude Law neck. Like that was him.
Yeah, I agree with you. Uh, my only thing is why keep him alive? Like
Yeah.
if you're pulling a mutiny on your captain, why keep him alive in a prison? Now that might be answered. That there might be a actual realistic reason as to why he is force sensitive, and they might know that. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's pretty interesting. Okay, I didn't bring this up yet on the live stream, but I wanted to because somebody in a super chat mentioned it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Is Jod actually force sensitive? And before you answer, because the question running around and the weird theory running around a lot now is he like Haja from Obi-Wan? Like, is he just faking it? And my question to you is, how would he even do that? Like, he's using the Force to grab the key. How would he even fake that? Like,
yeah, I don't like a lot of people came to that conclusion. What if it's like Haja? I don't think they would do that same thing again. Like it's played out.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's a Jedi per se. Like, have you seen or talked about that casting of a woman leak?
The Jedi Nina Nawood.
Yeah, so like if that's the case and that's his mother, maybe it's just in his blood that he has the Force, right? The midichlorians are there, but he was never trained at the Jedi Temple or nothing like that. He just grew up with pirates and he could do a little bit of this and that. I bet that's the most that he could do is just move things. I don't think he could do I don't think he's a full Jedi. I think he's just a pirate with a little bit of Force sensitive skills.
Interesting. So this is what you were talking about. When you look up the cast on Google, and this is the only place she exists, really.
Her,
Yeah, right here. Jedi Nina Nawood. And honestly, like you mentioned before, he has a bunch of made up names. Maybe Jod Na Nawood is one of them, and he just took it from this girl. That's a possibility.
Oh,
It's
that's
definitely a
true.
possibility. But she exists nowhere else. And I mean, Google Cast is not the most reliable source, but it's weird that she's even there.
What I predict is that episode you mentioned it before, episode 7 is where we find out everything about him.
Yeah.
I bet you there's some sort of flashback and it flashes back to her and we get to see his origin, maybe how he survived, or maybe he was just born from a Jedi mother or this and that. And like maybe he was born to her and the pirates stole him, kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy, how Quill was raised by the Ravengers and stuff. So maybe it's kind of something like that. I don't know, man. I'm interested to see, but he definitely has the Force. It's just weak because, like, even with the key, he was struggling to bring that thing over. It wasn't smooth. It was like, you know.
True, and it was very slow. Maybe it was for sorry.
Oh, hey guys,
just for a dramatic effect. Hang on, what's this? This is a different one.
Ooh, zoomed in. Hey, chat.
Hey, okay. We'll leave it there for now. Somebody in the chat just mentioned that there was a new trailer. I want to see if they're lying or not. But having said that, so let's say Jude Law is actually Force sensitive, like we believe him to be. Is he a Jedi? Is he a Sith? Like, is he going to be a survivor? Are we going to get another flashback to Order 66? Like, or what's going on?
A lot of people don't want that. I love it, bro. I am literally the Michael Scott meme saying I'm ready to get hurt again. I love seeing Order 66 flashbacks. So if we did get that, it probably would be episode 7, and maybe you would see his mom die and he survived. I don't think he's a Jedi. If he was a Sith, there's no way he'd be locked up in there. He'd be running the show. With Hondo or something. Like he'd be doing some crazy stuff. I just think he's just a Force sensitive pirate that uses that to his advantage when he can. It'd be interesting if he was a Jedi and he quit because he saw everyone died and how Inquisitors were hunting Jedi. He wanted not to be associated with that title no more.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. And by the way, there is another trailer. It's a 30-second trailer, and I think it's just, I don't know if there's any new scenes in it or not. Oh, it looks like there might be. If we want to watch this real quick. But yeah, what you were saying, it wouldn't make sense for him to be a Sith because he'd be doing Sith things, not sitting in a jail. However, I will say, I don't know if you got this vibe, but it was the first thing I mentioned when we watched it live. His entrance in the cave, in the prison cell.
Yeah.
was very
And Rebels.
Malachor 5 Rebel. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was very
Yeah.
like that. Like
Now
he
that you mention
slowly
that.
he has a hood on. He
Oh.
slowly walks up to them and just in like even the music was creepy in like the creepiest way. He like is talking to these kids. I forget what he says specifically, but it's weird. Like it's not like I'm gonna help you guys. We're gonna get free together. He's like, oh, I can help you guys. Like it was really weird. And it
Yeah.
was like Maul introducing himself to Ezra. It just felt like that for some reason.
If that's the case, he is the weakest Sith ever. Because, like, come on, man. Like,
Yeah,
get
but hey, Maul was doing the same thing.
yeah, but Maul was a little different because he was hanging around the Sith temple waiting for Jedi to come because he wanted to trick him to get in.
There's also the possibility that he's like a dark side user, but he's not a Sith, you know?
Yeah, kind of like a Balin type, like
Yeah.
kind of right in the middle of the gray or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I can't wait to see. But the thing I'm most excited for is just that planet, because when the kids were there on the pirate place split up, and they both had the same experience where they were like, "You're from where? That doesn't exist. The treasure planet? That's not real. I want to go there." That made me like, "Yo, what is up with that planet? Like, what's going on there? And how is it possible it's that hidden?" One of the things I saw somewhere was like, you know how when he was looking up and those green clouds, but you saw the red dots?
Yep.
Maybe that's something where, like, from outside, if people look in, it just looks like poisonous gas, and they don't even want to explore it because they think it's not safe.
It's just a gas planet.
Or
Yeah.
something like that. Because like there was no defenses to block people from getting out or in, because those kids flew out like it was nothing. The barrier, there was no barrier.
Yeah. That's exactly what I said. They talked about this barrier, and then you even saw those satellites, and the kids just went right through it like it was nothing. And when the kids were on the ship, they were like, "Oh my god, that's the barrier!" And then 2 seconds later, they just forgot about it, like it wasn't even there. So that was really strange. But going back to that's actually a great theory. I never thought of that because the gas it would make the planet look like a gas planet, and gas planets do exist in Star Wars. Like Endor is the forest moon of Endor. The planet Endor is just a gas giant. Like it's not an actual planet.
In Rebels, wasn't there a gas planet that the Purgos love to go there and eat up the gas too?
Yes, exactly. So that would be crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then my follow-up question to that is why hide the planet? Well, like if this planet was at one point this thriving whatever, why hide it? Why?
I have no idea. And like, why the hell do they have crispy Old Republic credits? I want to say in the caption, somebody said when they said Old Republic at the bar, it was capital O and then capital R. And to me, that's Old Republic, like thousands of years ago. Not like if it would have been lowercase o and then, Old Republic, like, older Republic. So if it is like Old Republic tie-ins, that's buck wild.
That's insane.
That's wild.
And going to that point, if they were just Republic credits, I feel like the pirates wouldn't be like that crazy about it. Like the Republic was only 25 years before. Like you're talking hundreds, thousands of years before.
They went nuts. So I'm very intrigued to see like what's up with that. What are they hiding there? Man, it's crazy. And I love how it's kind of like its own thing. It's not going to be like, oh, this is Palpatine's secret thing, or Luke, we're going to see Luke. It's like it's going to be its own story. And if it does tie in the old Republic, that's kind of dope, because then maybe they'll adventure into that later on.
Yeah. And they mentioned this very briefly. Fern's mom, Farah, mentions it when she's talking to the kids. She says, when she's referring to the great works and stuff, she talks about how At Attin has to do their part in this great project. So she is implying that there's other planets in cahoots or in working with At Attin to accomplish this great works. Now she's a higher up in the government, so she obviously knows more than we know and more than the kids know. But do you think it's possible that there's other hidden planets that are maybe in the same solar system as them or something like that, that they're also in works with this great work?
I think it's possible, or there's other hidden cities around this giant planet. Maybe they're one of like multiple on this planet. Another thing I'm kind of like interested is Wim's mom, that we know nothing about except for she's not there, that she used to read him nighttime stories. Because that dingy iPad that he has with the Jedi and Sith stories on it, there's no way he got that from that crispy clean city. There's no way. So I feel like his mom snuck that and gave it to him, and that his mom used to read him tales about the Jedi and Sith. So then it's like, who is his mom that knows about that and that would give him those stories?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we were actually just talking about that a little bit before you came on here. I think his mom is going to be very important. Like his dad obviously has to work, so he's not around. But his
Yeah.
mom, at some point, because he even says it to his dad, "I want you to read me a story like mom used to do." His mom was around, so
Yeah.
she's probably the one who gave him that thing. And now the question becomes, what happened to his mom?
Yeah.
All right, I found the trailer. If we want to watch this,
Yeah, let's do it.
all right, let's do it. So it's only 30 seconds. So we'll watch it.
Let's go! Hit the throttle!
Oh.
What I've been saying.
This is something really special. Let's go.
Watch your step.
Ooh.
You. Engine ready.
Skeleton Crew, new episodes Tuesdays.
Damn.
Okay,
That was fun.
interesting. There was
That
a
looked-
that
There's
looked
a
really
lot
fun.
in there. Yeah.
There's a lot of new scenes in there, actually. Hang
No,
on, let's take
there-
this for a second.
Yeah.
So obviously we haven't seen that yet. This stuff.
Let's go! Hit the throttle!
I think that's how the third episode is going to start, is them escaping like that.
Yeah, and have you seen the? There was like a leaked scene maybe a week or two ago of the kids in the cockpit, and they're like about to leave with Jod, and they're like, "We gotta go back for SM-33," and they're like, "He's like, no, we don't," and they're like, "We're not leaving without him." Have you seen that scene yet?
Oh no.
Yeah, so it was a very brief scene, and actually in it, he says, "I can get you guys back home, but we got to go see this girl I know," or he says something like, "We got to go
Oh.
find this friend I know," and then he says she. So we know for a fact it's a girl, but in that scene, so we were kind of speculating who could that be. And
Yeah.
we were thinking maybe Maz Kanata, but we'll talk about that in a second. So this would actually
Ooh.
mean they went back and saved SM. Obviously, he's dragging SM across the floor, so
Yeah.
he's still broken, but yeah, so that scene was leaked or released. I don't even know. It was
Yeah.
leaked or something a couple weeks ago. But he does mention a female character that they're going to go see so that she can find their home planet. He references like she is good with star maps or something like that. Maybe Maz. Maybe
Yeah.
Maz.
Yeah, because I feel like Maz would know a lot of secrets, or she would know someone who could figure out where that planet is.
A couple things. Yeah, she's a pirate. She's the queen of the pirates. So she's been dubbed, and she's 1,000 years old.
Yeah.
So she would know.
She would have been around.
Yeah, when it was the crown jewel of the Old Republic. So that's a pretty big deal. But that will probably happen next episode, along with this scene, like you mentioned.
No!
That's what I've been saying.
So this
That is that the planet from Mando 3 where Jack Black and Lizzo were?
I don't think so. I think it's actually it does look like it, but you see in the background right there is the snowy mountain. I think it's the mountain planet.
That's the one where you were asking before, like where the ships were landing. If
Yeah.
you guys thought that was on At Attin.
Yeah, I think this is the planet where you saw the still of the Sith text, the ancient Sith text from, like,
Yeah.
a month ago. Yeah, that's this planet. So that's something weird's going on here. I thought the treasure would be on this planet. Now, I mean, the treasure seems to be on At Attin, but we don't even know if it could be the same planet for all we know.
Yeah.
But this is weird. It's gonna get real weird. And obviously, these are the kids dressed up in all these.
Oh.
That must be the pirates who own the ship. That's hilarious.
Oh, that's so funny.
That is hilarious. So whatever's going on here is gonna be fun. I'm guessing this is like episode 3, 4. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is something really special.
We watched this. How about Captain America SM-33 over there?
Dude, I loved it because I saw his shields like charging up, and I was like, is he gonna do something with it? And then when he burned the guy in the face, I was like, yo, that's crazy.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was so cool.
Okay. Whoa. All right. Let's do this.
Let's go.
What's up with this? It's in almost every trailer. This giant crab.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. I love that they're doing wild creatures like that.
Yeah.
I had no idea, but man, imagine if we were to see like the Bendu in live action, like a giant Bendu coming up to the kids.
That would be awesome.
Because he would be just as big as that thing. He would be gigantic.
Yeah, and again, this does look like that snowy mountain planet again. So we're gonna spend a lot of time on that planet.
Yeah.
I got a question for you. Quick question. So off topic or not off topic, obviously on topic. But do you think one of these kids is force sensitive?
Oh, I feel like one of them by the end of the show has to be. I feel like there's gonna be a situation where, oh my God, someone's falling or this or that, and they're gonna like use the force, and then someone's gonna be like, oh my God, you're a Jedi. Or say if it's like Neil, I wish it was Neil. If Neil uses the force, I could see Wim being like, I wanted to be the Jedi, just
Yeah,
like how
yeah,
he
yeah.
wanted to be the captain. But I feel like one of them, I mean, maybe Wim, because we don't know his mother. Maybe his mother is some sort of Jedi ties, having that tablet of Jedi stories. But I feel like one of them could be, even if it's like a subtle hint. That way, maybe in the future, you see that person older in a future project.
Yeah, I agree. And chat, tell me if you guys think that there's one of these kids going to be force sensitive and who. I know Neil's going to be the big favorite, but I think it's Wim. I agree with you. It makes the most sense because we don't know about his mom. His mom could have been a Jedi for all we know, or at least force sensitive.
Yeah.
And she's probably the one who gave him the stuff about the Jedi. So it would make the most sense. Plus, Wim is the most fascinated with the Jedi by far.
Yeah.
And when Jod uses the force, he's like amazed. So it would make the most
Yeah.
sense for him to be a Jedi. And just to go all doom and gloom, it's possible that his dad dies. I know, chat. I like to predict people's deaths, okay? But it's possible his dad dies, and then he's got nobody. It's like Luke with Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru dying.
Oh,
And then he goes off and trains with Luke Skywalker in his Jedi temple.
Oh, that would be crazy. And he just brings Wim, or he brings Neil with him just to
for
come.
fun. Yeah.
Oh God, I would love to see Neil with Luke. It'd be so
Yeah,
funny
it'd
and
be awesome.
random.
That'd be the greatest interaction ever.
Oh my God.
All right, let's keep going. Oh, by the way, talking about this scene. So Wim is seen in this in the cockpit or in this gunner spot, whatever. This scene, we've seen other shots of it. They're flying across the moon surface. It's when he says, Neil, take the wheel, and Neil goes flying up.
Oh, yeah.
There's X-Wings behind them. You can kind of see one behind that T right there.
Yeah, there's a shot where you see two of them a little bit closer up.
Yeah. So they're shooting at them. Not the X-Wings shooting at them. Wim is shooting at the X-Wings.
Oh, maybe he thinks they're bad guys because he doesn't know what
He doesn't
X-Wings
know.
are. Yeah.
So that means Jod Na Nawood thinks that the New Republic are bad guys, which is
Well, he's a
pretty
pirate.
interesting.
He's a pirate. I
He's
bet
a pirate.
you.
True.
I like it was two X-Wings, bro. I'm calling it. One has to be Carson Teva. The other one's probably Zeb, because you know Zeb's rolling with Carson.
True, but we don't see Zeb in an X-Wing, and did you see the Mando trailer? The leaked Mando trailer?
He's in a Razor Crest.
Razor Crest.
Yeah, well
that would be crazy.
Then it'd be even funnier if it's Carson Teva and then Trapper Wolf Filoni, the other one.
That would be awesome. My big thing was, and it was a crazy bold prediction type deal, was Omega.
Oh, an older Omega. That would be fire. I feel like she would steal the show, though, because we would want to know what's going on. We would want more Omega. But
Yeah.
I would love that if that'd be so cool.
But in like you said, it would steal the show for us. But for more the normie fan, like it would be like,
yeah, they wouldn't
be
know.
like, yeah, it would be like Bo-Katan showing up in the Mandalorian. They'd be like, who is that?
Yeah, you're right.
But she would steal the show. Not if she was only in for a couple scenes. Like if she's one of the pilots and
real
and they're
quick.
like, who are you? And she's like, I'm Omega. And then we're like, oh my God, that's Omega.
So do you think we're for sure gonna get Hondo in the show?
I would say I'm 98% sure, yeah.
Yeah, I feel that way too, but then I feel like I was 98% sure Zeb would have been in Ahsoka Rebel season 5, and he wasn't. So like they do things like that where he should be in the show. I don't know, man. It's a pirate show. You're the first one that made that video with the skull and the throne and the treasure.
Yes.
And was like, and I was like, yo, that is such a Hondo thing to do. Is to have a shrine, a throne of your head with all your treasures right there.
Yeah, and even to play devil's advocate on myself, if this is an eternal treasure that's thousands of years old, it's obviously not Hondo's. But I feel like, and maybe it was probably like a 99% chance. Now it's dropped to a 98 after the first 2 episodes, him not being there, which was a little bummer. But
yeah,
again, it's a show about pirates. How do you not have Hondo in the show about pirates?
The thing with Hondo, he would steal the show, but like it'd be so cool because he can literally reference anybody. He could reference Anakin, Obi-Wan, Maul, Ezra, Hera, Ahsoka, like everybody. So it'd be so cool. Like, say if he's with the kids and they're escaping, he'd be like, "Oh, I've helped Jedi before escape," or like something slick like that, you know?
Yeah. And to throw something even crazier at you, when we last saw Hondo, it was in Rebels finale. He joins the rebellion, or at least helps out the rebellion. By the next time we see him, it's technically Galaxy's Edge right now. It's technically canon.
Yeah.
He's working with the Resistance, so he's working with the good guys on both ends. What he does in the middle, we don't know, but he could be helping out the New Republic, or maybe he goes back to his pirating ways. I have no idea, but we don't know where he's at this point. So he could be a good guy, could be a bad guy, could be doing his own thing. We don't know. What if he's one of the guys in the cockpit of those X-Wings? I mean, who knows?
That'd be crazy. I just hope if they do bring him, they have Jim Cummings voice him, because it needs to be that particular voice.
Absolutely, yeah. That's too significant of a voice. And they've done it well in the past. I mean, they brought back Lars for Thrawn. They've brought back Katie Sackhoff for Bo-Katan. They've done a great job so far. All right, let's keep going. This shot with this owl dude, I forget what his name is. Somebody in the chat help me out. He's been in all the posters for the show. He's been in almost every trailer, and yet it's like, who is this guy? Like, what's his deal?
Doesn't he have a Funko Pop too out of him already? Yeah, he looks cool. Hopefully he's funny.
Yeah,
he looks awesome. But yeah, I'm interested to see what's up with him and where is he at. Like, what's up with that background?
Exactly. There's like star map or something. Well, maybe he's a she, and maybe this is the guy that Jod Na was talking about. Somebody mentioned this in my Discord earlier or yesterday, that this looks like a telescope too. So maybe he's like can see the galaxy. Maybe he's the Heimdall of Star Wars.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I could see that for sure.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. But he does have significance. He's in all of the posters for the show, just as Brutus is and Fern's mom is. So both of those characters are going to be important too. But it's weird. We don't know where he is.
Man, both those parents suck, bro. Fern's mom sucks. And Wim's dad, like, bro, spend time with your kid. Like, you already lost your wife. Like, come on.
Yeah, I'm sure when he gets back home, if he's alive, he'll be like, oh, a great dad now. But it's definitely not the best parenting for sure. Yeah. Did you catch there's a ton of Easter eggs in this show, and I didn't catch half of them, but there's a ton of them. The funniest or coolest one I saw was when Fern and KB are in the garage, and the kid pulls up, the cool kid who's going to race them later, pulls up and then drives away, and they call him. Oh, I already forget.
It's from that movie. It's from some movie, right? What they call him?
Chat, help me out. It's the same name, or a very slight variation of the name of the character Harrison Ford plays in George Lucas's movie before New Hope, American Graffiti. So George Lucas really only has 2 movies before Star Wars, and it's American Graffiti in the weird, creepy, whatever one. I forget the name of it now, but American Graffiti has Harrison Ford in it, and he's a very small role, and that very small role is the same name as this kid who pulls up Boj Alpha. Yeah, and his name in the movie is Bob Alpha or Alfalfa or whatever it is.
So there's another Easter egg, because when he pulled up and he called the girls a name, whatever that name was is from another movie, like another famous movie. I forgot what it was, but it was like the same thing. Yeah.
Or the Captain EO. Have you seen that one with Michael Jackson?
That little bird thing. Yeah, I saw that because I saw that in trailers before, and then the Christmas special thing, the weird dancing that Neil's little family was watching on the hologram.
Yes,
that's from like the holiday special. Yeah.
Which is weird because they've tried so hard to bury that holiday special for the last 30 years, and now they're just gonna throw that in.
It's canon now.
It's
so canon now. Yeah,
so many Easter eggs, and that's what's genius about this show. Like, it's not just a fun action adventure, but they're throwing in all this stuff for all the us hardcore fans to try and find. It's cool. All right, so something weird's going on with this owl character, chat. Figure it out. And there's the X-wings. Yeah, you're talking about.
You can't. Oh yeah, we can't tell who's in there. Damn it.
No, definitely not. It is blue though. Like it's got a blue accent to it. I don't know. Carson Tevez looks like off the top of my head, but
I think it's blue.
yeah, it's got that blue accent there. There is a droid. And it looks like a taller droid than like a R2 type. Maybe like an R5 type. Well, what's interesting is we know a nice bounty hunter by the name of Din Djarin who's helping out the New Republic nowadays.
Yeah, I don't think he'd pop up in this show though.
No? Well, here's the thing. This is the last show or last anything
To the movie.
till the movie in the Mandoverse time period.
Yeah.
So it has to set up the movie in some sort of way. You know?
I feel like it probably will in some way, but what I want to see is I don't want to see him, but I need a reference to Thrawn. Because if Thrawn is back in the galaxy and he's the big bad running stuff right now in Dathomir, who knows what this guy's doing? He's crazy. I want to hear pirates in the background saying, "Oh, we can't go by that way because he's over there and he won't let us do it," or something like that. There needs to be some sort of like fear in these guys for Thrawn to set up like that movie.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. There has to be some sort of reference to Thrawn. If they're going to set him up as this heir to the Empire, the big new threat, he has to be referred to or somehow referenced in some sort of way in this show. And somebody in the chat just said it's not Carson Tevez X-Wing if we believe them, but that's maybe he's the other X-Wing. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. Andor is before A New Hope. What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, is this At Attin's moon? Actually interesting because that is sort of like a gas planet behind it. But the gas was like green.
Yeah, it was green.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. But this might be the planet where they see the owl. Have you seen the promotional image of all 5 of them, Jod and the kids, walking? It's just like the silhouettes of them, and that in this planet in the background.
Yeah.
They're walking across this moon's surface, so this might be where they. And also,
and it has the X-wing. It's like the ET poster, right?
Yes. And then there's the one of the first images that released from the show of just Jude Law's character with the kids blurred behind him, where those things from Jabba's palace, the eyeball things are popping out of them. Yeah, that's on this moon too. So there's a lot going on this moon. Yeah. So this is the booby trap that they're going to get into. And these next couple of frames are leading me to believe that that mountain planet is where the treasure is going to be. I'll explain it in a sec. So watch your step. They obviously hit something here. This guy. So this guy is on that mountain planet. He's Jod Na. In one of the trailers, he goes up and punches one of these guys. They got the Republic helmets on. He's on the snowy mountain planet. So this might be the same snowy mountain planet, and he's about to fall down a trap or fall up a trap. What the heck happened to him?
Yeah, like it pushed him up, or did something pull him up?
Something pulls him up, and actually this like thing behind him lights up and goes up. Can we take this like frame by frame somehow here?
If you slow it down.
Oh yeah, how do I do that?
Go to the little circle HD thing.
Yeah.
Where's isn't there one? Oh, playback speed. Yeah. Go super slow. Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Yep. It goes up with him. This light behind him goes up with him.
Oh yeah. It does.
What is that? That's crazy. Something's pulling him up, obviously.
Yeah.
But what is the question? And why is the thing behind him light up?
Yeah.
That is so weird.
Interesting.
Very strange. All right, let's go back to full speed here. Back to normal.
You.
And then again.
Was that another X-wing?
Yes, flying through the sky right there.
Oh, and that that mountain planet with the nice? Yeah, it is that nice house.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, so the X-wing is pulling up.
Yep, and so are the pirates. That's Julia White's character.
Steve Urkel. His voice was so weird. I'm like, couldn't you give him like a more manly pirate voice? He sounded kind of soft. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, that was a little weird. Brutus, obviously. this is like Wim is right there in that gunner seat, and this ship is blowing to bits. I don't know what's going on. But
Yeah.
that's a little strange. It looks like in multiple trailers that this ship gets like there's one
Destroyed.
where it's get eaten by like this thing on some planet, and then it looks like it's getting blown up in a ton of different trailers. I don't know.
Engine ready!
Skeleton crew, new episode.
That's pretty crazy trailer for 30
it?
seconds, I will say.
No, yeah, there was a lot in there for sure.
Yeah.
It just gets me more pumped. Hey
Oh.
guys, it gets me
You
more
pressed the
pumped,
wrong button.
more pumped for next week. So I'm looking forward to it, man. This is fun. It's a fun show.
It is fun. I mean, you can't beat all the speculation and stuff like that, and it's just so good. It's great to see. It is really great to see.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk. Hang on. Oh, let's talk about this for a second, can we? So obviously we're celebrating this show because it's really good, but we got to celebrate this. I mean, 95 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, yeah. So this is awesome, and it's kind of weird after a new Star Wars show drops, and like a majority of the people are fine and like okay with it. Like the last show, it was bad before, and it just got worse and worse week to week.
Yes.
But that was just pure ignorance.
Yeah.
But with this, like, bro, this is like, I don't want to say surprising, but it is surprising that most people are fine with it and happy.
Yes. And what's actually funny is the audience score, obviously, because it's an 83. It was like up at an 87 the other day. But it seems to be sticking around that very high score of an 83 with The Acolyte. Now, again, it doesn't matter if you liked it or not. The Acolyte came in with a 13% as an audience score. Like, it didn't even have a chance. And
Yeah.
actually, the critic score was in the 80s at first, and then it dropped slowly as it went on. But like you said, it wasn't really given a chance at all. It didn't really matter whether you liked it or not.
Yeah.
This show coming out to a crazy score like this is just the best thing you can ask for as a Star Wars fan. It's reassurance that not only did I enjoy it, but a lot of people enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah.
And like you said, the first day after, you're waiting online to just see all the hate, all the people going crazy and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
there was like none of it.
Yeah.
It was weirdly quiet.
Yeah,
It was-
people actually were just normal and just acted like freaking people instead of like the toxic craziness.
Yeah, exactly. It was it was something great. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this as a Star Wars fan when it seems like the community is somewhat united. I actually got a really funny video about this, so hang on, let me find it really quick. I sent it to myself.
Because yeah, as long as it stays like this, it should be good. And then Andor being the next thing up, Andor was always high quality, so it should be a smooth ride into the Mando movie.
Yeah, I mean, it should be. Andor season 2, I have really high expectations for.
Yeah.
I just finished today actually rewatching the first season again. So much of it, I mean, the dialogue, you remember it being good, but it's just so good. And the story itself is so good. It's all so interconnected. Everything means something to the next scene. It's just so
Yeah.
great. And I know for a fact that season 2 is going to be even better than that because it spans so much time. It's telling this big overarching story. So it's going to be zero filler. And it's just going to be all killer the whole way. And obviously you're reintroducing characters like Krennic and whatever. But like you said, there's a gap, a big one, between Andor season 2 and the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. It's over a year or almost a year. And that gap kind of has to be filled. I know, you're going to Star Wars Celebration, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Star Wars Celebration has to be some sort of big announcements. We already got Vision season 3 confirmed. We don't know when yet, but it will come out next year.
Yeah.
I'm guessing there's going to be another animated show or a Tales of the Jedi season 2 or Tales of the Empire, Tales of the whatever.
Yeah.
Coming maybe next year, if not early 2026. We can't go through all of 2025 having Andor season 2 and Visions being the only 2 projects to come out.
I know it's weird because it's like Visions, I feel like they're not gonna drop before because it's in Japan. All the studios are from Japan, and 4 out of the 8 studios are at Celebration. They're confirmed they're there.
Wow.
So I feel like at Celebration, they're gonna really hype up Visions, probably give us an episode, and it won't drop till after. But the thing is, Andor season 2 drops 2 days after Celebration. So like they're gonna want Andor to marinate for the 3 months, then maybe a couple months, and then maybe Visions will be in the fall. So after Andor season 2, Is it going to be the dark times till or after Skeleton Crew? Is it going to be the dark times till Andor? Or vice versa, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's gonna be a
So-
dark time
So
sometime.
Skeleton Crew will end in like mid-January. So from January to April,
Oh, it's not that bad.
it's not that bad. But then you have from what, June till May, like that's 11 months.
April, May, June. Yeah, so no, I guarantee, but like Visions is one and done. Visions isn't a show; it's like an appetizer.
So
They drop it all at once.
yeah, here's the deal. I think, or what I think at least, I think that they're going to announce a lot of stuff at Star Wars Celebration. A lot of stuff that they're going to go, it's ready, and it's going to be in a couple months. I think the summer of next year is going to be maybe a new animated show, like a new multi-season animated show. I don't know what it could be. Could be something, hopefully Luke Skywalker Jedi Temple show, but that's just my personal opinion. Could be anything, Clone Rebellion show, whatever, hidden. Tell me, chat, what do you want to see? But I think we're going to get a new animated show next year. And here's why. Last July, this previous July, in June, I think, June and July, whatever, during the time of the Acolyte being released, there was this huge announcement that nobody really talked about.
The job posting?
Yes, the job posting, and almost pretty much a confirmation that they're working right now currently on an animated show over at Lucasfilm, a new animated show. The job posting was way bigger than anybody really thought it to be, because that means they're working on something animated over at Lucasfilm, something new over at Lucasfilm, not like a Tales of the Jedi Season 2 or whatever. It's something new.
Yeah.
And if they've been working on it since all the way back in June, July, whatever,
should be done.
Could be close to done at least. And next year you have from June to the end of the year to release something. So
yeah, what I'm thinking then, well, maybe Visions will just drop on May the 4th, because they've done that before.
Yes.
One May the 4th, they've done Visions. One May the 4th, they've done Tales of the Jedi. I think something like that.
And Bad Batch started on that too.
Yeah, so maybe they'll do that right in the middle of Andor, because they did that with Andor season 1. Tales of the Jedi was right in the middle.
Yep.
So maybe they'll do that, and whatever this new show is will drop in like August or September, October. What I would love selfishly is just a clone show about Rex, Wolf, and Gregor showing what they do after Bad Batch and how they end up where they are in Rebels. And you could have Echo tying in, and like Quinlan and Asajj starting the path. They could do so much in that show.
I agree with you, but my problem with it is it's a lot. Like you just said, it's the hidden path, it's the clones. There's a lot of story there, but it's hard to kind of put that under one umbrella. Like the Bad Batch is the Bad Batch. It's about the Bad Batch. You can have Rex, you can have all this other stuff. You can have Asajj Ventress even show up. The Clone Wars is obviously about the Clone Wars. Rebels is about the Rebels crew, Ghost crew. But what would you even like name that show? Now, here's my counterpart or counter pitch, I guess, to you. Make it a Tales of the Clones.
Oh, yeah, but with that, unless they switch the format, because then if it's Tales of the Clones, it would be 6 episodes dropped all at once.
Yeah, true.
That's the only downfall.
Why not do both? Give us a new animated show, a multi-season. Maybe it's the Hidden Path with Asajj Ventress, Quinlan Vos, other Jedi who survived, maybe even Grogu, whatever. And then you get a Tales of the Clones. I agree with you. We need to learn what happened to Cody, because he goes AWOL and like, come on,
Cody. Oh my God, Cody.
It's the biggest just tease ever was that at the end of season 2 of Bad Batch. And we never saw him again.
You know what?
Need that.
What I would love if at Celebration they came on stage and they said, we got a show dropping, and they just show Cody's helmet. And they just say the show's called Commander Cody, and that's it. And they don't tell us a damn thing, and just the date. I'm like, that's all I need. The helmet, the name. Let's go, baby. What's Cody doing?
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
I must say. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, so I would rather, honestly, just my personal preference would be a Tales of the Clones. So you can not just tell the story of Rex and Gregor and Wolf up until Rebels, but you could also tell where Commander Cody was, like they do with all these other shows. They focused on Barriss and Morgan Elsbeth. They focused on Ahsoka and Count Dooku. They can focus on Rex and Commander Cody.
Oh, that would be so beautiful, man.
Yeah,
I would love that.
And then again, a Luke Skywalker Jedi Temple show.
That would be, man. They need to do that, man.
Well, here's why I think they really need to do it. And if you've heard this pitch, stop me. But the Clone Wars, all 7 seasons, make Anakin, Ahsoka, obviously she didn't exist before, but Obi-Wan, Grievous, Dooku, Windu, Kit Fisto, Palpatine, Padme, all these characters so much better because you spend
Enhances them.
7 more seasons with them. You spend so much more time with them. With Luke, with Ben Solo, with Palpatine coming back, with Snoke's rise to power, with the First Order's rise to power, we don't get to see any of that. Han and Leia, they're split up. We don't get to see any of that. We just hear about it. So seeing it would be so much better, especially if it's done right with Dave Filoni at the helm and all that stuff.
Yeah. No,
It'd be incredible.
I would love that because you're right. The Clone Wars made me appreciate the prequels so much more. Because after watching the Clone Wars for the first time, when you watch the prequels again, in the back of your mind are all those missions that Obi-Wan and Anakin did, and Anakin and Ahsoka and all the stuff. So I would love that to see a young Kylo, and then just to see like Snoke's origin. Because like that's the one thing in the sequels that killed me is because after Force Awakens, I'm like, yo, Snoke, this dude's badass. Like, who is this guy? Who trained him? Like all that, and then nothing. A huge waste.
Yeah, I agree. And to your point, when you watch Revenge of the Sith now and you see Anakin's fall, you think a lot of that has to do with Ahsoka Tano.
Yep.
Leaving the Jedi Order, she meant so much to him, all that stuff. That has to do with her. She didn't exist before the Clone Wars. Like when the prequels were released, she didn't exist. So imagine what they could do with the Luke Skywalker show, with Ben Solo's fall, with characters that don't even exist yet. Like they could introduce brand new characters that have a big role in Luke going into hiding, in Ben Solo's fall to the dark side that we never even heard of before, like in Ahsoka Tano, that will play a big role in that fall to the dark side for Ben Solo. Like it's a no-brainer to me.
No, for sure.
Yeah. All right, let me show you the greatness that was waking up on Tuesday morning after everybody loved Skeleton Crew.
It's quiet. Too quiet. Where is everybody? It's quiet. Too quiet.
Yo, that's the truth, though.
It is. It is. As a Star Wars fan, we've become so accustomed to just.
I know. Even a couple of people that I follow, I almost didn't want to watch their videos because I'm like, I don't want to. Like, if you're gonna be grumpy, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
But then almost all of them enjoyed it, and I'm like,
yeah,
okay, this is a nice feeling, and like part of it is because this show wasn't it just John Watts, Filoni, and Favreau? Like they let those 3 cook.
Yeah,
and it seems like there was no other meddling with it potentially that we may or may not know of. If that's the case, like going forward, let them cook. Just let them cook.
It's just sort of been the message that should be received, and honestly, it feels like it's been received. Dave Filoni gets the promotion to chief creative officer.
Yeah,
now he's overseeing everything. Like it does seem like that's the message that has been received. My big thing now, because obviously you got Dave Filoni, you got Jon Favreau, they're pretty dang busy. Skeleton Crew, Mando movie, another Mando movie, Ahsoka season 2. A lot is going on there. You have a very important thing in the works right now, and that is this next trilogy, whatever you want to call it, Rey trilogy, Rey movie, whatever. Something's going on with the post-sequel world. It's very important. It needs to be done correctly, obviously, for extremely obvious reasons.
Yes.
You got one guy who won't be busy after April 22nd, and that is Tony Gilroy.
Oh.
If you don't get him on board, it seems like just a wasted opportunity. Everybody loves him from Andor, obviously.
Yeah.
He's an incredible writer. Why not have him do something like that? You'll get a lot of fans who can go, oh yeah, we love that guy. Even contrasting the hatred for the sequel trilogy, they'll be like, we hate the sequels, but we love Tony Gilroy. Let's see what he can do. And then you draw some attention to it. Like just put a big name on it like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm just so nervous for Celebration because the last 2 I went to both Anaheim and London.
Yeah,
both of them, tons of movies announced and nothing. Everything's on shelves now or in development or being rewritten. So my thing is I don't want to go to another Celebration and they announce different movies like, oh, we're working on this, and this. Because in my mind, I'm gonna be like, these aren't gonna come out. This is my 3rd time you saying that. So I hope they've learned from the past, and if they say it, They already have it written. They've already started, because there's a lot of rumors that there's movies in development that we don't know about, this and that.
Yep.
I just hope whatever they tell us in Japan is actually there's a script and they're working on it, not ideas, bro. Because at London, I remember flying to London, and literally a couple of days before getting to London, they dropped Damon Lindelof from the Ray movie, and we knew the Ray movie was about to be announced. So I'm like in the panel, like, what's going on? Because like they just dropped the dude, and then they bring Ray out on stage.
Yeah.
I was like, and look where we're at now. It went from one Ray movie to 4 to 6 to 0. Like, who knows?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think what they should be doing next year is giving you a teaser, and not the public, but giving you a teaser to or maybe even the teaser trailer for Mando.
Full trailer for Mando. We're gonna get it 100%.
Yeah. So that should be a definite. A big update on it, like big whole thing about the Mandalorian, how awesome it's gonna be, whatever. For the Rey movie, it'd be great to say we're filming right now. That would be fantastic. Or we're ready to start filming in a month or whatever. Like a good update, like a really good update of a solidified date of something happening. And then for the James Mangold movie, anything. Just have him come back.
What's up with that?
We're still working on it or something. Like, we need something, because Dawn of the Jedi, to me, and I'm a big Mando guy, it's the top of the list. It's so insane what they could do with that.
They could
with
do
the
a lot.
Origins of the Jedi, and even set up the Old Republic. They could do a lot, and it needs to be done correctly. And James Mangold's that guy to do it, I guess. But he's been quite busy. I mean, I think this week is when that Bob Dylan biopic thing comes out with Timothée Chalamet that James Mangold directed.
Okay.
So I think after that, he's full Star Wars. So he should be, by the time of April, be able to give you an update of we're going great and give you some solid stuff or concept art or anything, like to prove that it's still in the works. Like you said, don't announce anything else new. Just give you updates on what's currently happening.
Yeah, and I know Ahsoka season 2 is supposed to start filming in April, but Celebration is at the end of April. We could still get footage, because at Anaheim in 2022, Ahsoka literally started filming the week before Celebration. And at Celebration, they have footage for us from that first week. They did right away. So we probably will get footage for season 2 of Ahsoka there.
That's awesome. Yeah. That would be so cool. I mean, Ahsoka season 2 for me, Ahsoka season 1 is by far my favorite show.
Me too.
It's because I'm obviously a huge Rebels fan.
Yep.
And Ahsoka's my second favorite character of all time, and Anakin's my first. And that happened.
Yeah.
So Ahsoka season 2 has got all the hype in the world. What they're going to do with Balin's obviously up in the air, and is Abeloth really going to be the end game here? It's going to be so cool.
Yeah.
But let's go back to Skeleton Crew, because that's what we're all here for, and we only have a little bit more time here. Okay, we could talk Star Wars all day long. That's for damn sure.
Yep.
So let's talk Skeleton Crew real quick. So 95% on Rotten Tomatoes is incredible.
Yeah.
You can't ask for anything better than that, except for maybe a 96 or 97 or 98 or 99 or 100. But going back to At Attin, let's put a giant pin on this thing. A prediction for where this might go. One, do you think that this eternal treasure is real? Now, I know that sounds like a stupid question because it's in the trailer, but is it actually going to be on At Attin, the treasure itself? Because we see that mysterious snowy mountainy planet that it also could be on. And whose treasure is it going to be?
I don't think there's like a real treasure on that planet in the sense of like a pirate's treasure. Oh, like Davy Jones, whatever, locker, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I feel like there's maybe some sort of crazy resource on that planet is like a treasure in the sense of this is valuable to mine whatever is on that planet. There's got to be something on that planet that's useful, because why else would you hide a whole planet? That I think is what the true treasure is. But as far as a pirate treasure, maybe they find like that stash. It looks like it's Hondo's stash, and maybe they think that's the treasure, and it's like misleading in that sense. But I don't think there's like a freaking like National Treasure 2 where they find all that stuff under the foreheads, like all that in the middle of At It. I don't think it's anything like that. I mean, it's kind of tough to say, because literally anything could happen.
Anything.
Yeah.
Now, let me bring up this. So we talked about it a little bit earlier, but Skeleton Crew, literally over probably 2 months ago now, released this image. Hang on if I can bring it up real quick. Of the Sith writing on the wall.
Oh yeah, what's up with that?
What is up with that?
And
2 episodes in, and we got nothing that has anything close to resembling this or what it could be or anything of that sort. So, and I'm pulling it up right now.
Was it Neil in the background with the Jedi hood up too?
Yep,
Yeah, baby.
right there.
Yes, look at him.
So- he's the goat. So this is the planet, snowy planet with the mountains
It
in the
is the
background.
snowy planet. You're right.
But what is this? It's like there's nothing.
So is that the cave that they go in with the booby traps? Because if it's a Sith cave or Sith something, it would make sense that there's booby traps.
I agree with you, but the booby traps, one of them, the one with the lasers, has the Weequay, the Weequay skull. So that's more of a reference to the pirates. The big thing is here, this was seen in Ahsoka. This Sith writing was seen in Ahsoka.
Oh,
and it was,
in Peridia, right?
yeah, and it was a reference to Kujet, a Zepho force
From
sensitive
Fallen
being.
Order. Yeah.
So there's a weird connection line here between Cal Kestis, Fallen Order, the Zepho, who are thousands of years old,
They
weird
are.
ancient force users. It's an ancient Sith writing, so again, we're going back thousands of years, and it's a direct connection to Ahsoka and Peridia, which we know now, confirmed, we are not in that new galaxy. We are in the Star Wars galaxy. So what is this?
Dude, I have no idea, and I love it because like you can't like kind of figure it out. Like what is that? Like what? Like Sith, Zepho, like what?
I don't know. John brings up a crazy theory, and that is maybe the eternal treasure is access to the world between worlds or knowledge of the hyperspace lanes. That's insane. It doesn't seem like, I mean, maybe, but it doesn't seem like, one, these people on this planet have any access to the world between worlds,
Yeah.
and two, hyperspace lanes. They can't even leave the planet. I like where your head's at, though. I like where your head's at.
Yeah, man. I can't wait once this show is all said and done, just to see like the answers to all of this because it's so like interesting, man.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, it's gonna be wild to see how at all Sith writing connects to any of this show.
Yeah.
But I mean, well, I guess we'll have to wait and see on that one. But this still remains the most important, the most insane piece of promotion that they've done for this show, and it's not even close. Like, it's what is up with the Sith writing? It's crazy.
It looks like Neil is the Sith Lord, and he's about to take him out.
Well, yeah, talking about crazy theories. I was talking about how in Star Wars Rebels, we were just talking about Darth Maul on Malachor 5. He needed Ezra so that the two of them could enter the Sith temple. I came up with this insane theory, because it's obviously so crazy it can't be true, that Jod was waiting in the prison cell because he needed somebody, because the rule of two, that he needed a Force user to help get into this whatever Sith temple or whatever this is, and Neil's the Force sensitive one, and now the two of them are gonna be like Ezra and Maul.
Lifting up the pillars and the doors and stuff.
Yeah, that it's a little crazy. Might not happen.
All I know is whenever we get this episode, this is going to be everybody's thumbnail with an arrow pointing to this and to that.
Yeah, I might actually make that today. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, whatever this is, it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. It's we talk about it too, because this show takes place in the Mandoverse, how it's going to connect to Ahsoka, Mando, Boba Fett. This is a direct connection to Ahsoka and seeing that Sith writing on Peridia, but maybe there's more of a connection there, because we got to connect somehow to these other shows.
Yeah, it does, man. I can't wait.
All right, let's see this crazy trailer from RG. My crazy theory was, what if the treasure is that they gave access to the Infinity Gates? Oh my God. So that the Kwa made, and that's the reason that they don't need ships to leave the planet. That's an insane theory. So you're talking all the way back to the Kwa in the Infinity Gates. Is that even canon now? Like, is that still Legends material? All that crazy stuff? I'm not even sure.
It might be, but that is an interesting point, though. Like, there's no were there any ships at all on that Truman Show planet?
No,
It's like they're just there.
Well, there's ships, but they're all tied to the ground on a railway. Like they're all
Yeah.
tied.
Oh yeah.
But they can't leave. Like there's no coming in or out of the planet. And again, that begs the question: how long has this planet been like this? Especially when the pirates think of it as a myth. Like some of the pirates don't even think it exists. That means it's at least hundreds of years.
Yeah. So then Smee and that ship, because like you mentioned earlier in the stream, it was upside down and
Yes.
buried in the grass for a long time.
Yeah. Who knows how long?
We'll probably see a flashback of like that ship crashing there upside down because Smee got up and he turned it off. So like,
Yeah.
there's two bodies in there fighting. Who the hell were they? Man, there's just so many questions.
Yeah, and I brought this up earlier, but let's take a look at this. The kids are coming back home, obviously, at some point, and they're coming back home to whatever this is.
Oh yeah, like yeah,
It's like destroyed, but also there's vines growing, so it might be abandoned. Like, what's going on here? Like, they're going back home, obviously, at some point, but what they come home to might not be what they left, or this is a different side of the planet or a different town that was abandoned. Who knows?
yeah, because no, that looks like it's been there abandoned for a while. That wasn't from like a quick fight.
Nope.
Damn,
It's very strange. Very, very strange.
interesting.
What if, now hear me out, this could be absolutely insane. Jod is somehow, SM33 wouldn't be there, but I'll say it anyway. Jod somehow gets all these kids into some sort of force vision in his head, like Grogu, or like Luke does to Grogu. He puts his hand on his head and he takes him back to Order 66. What if he takes him to At Attin or something? I don't know. It's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, they could do something wild like that potentially. Yeah, man, I want to see what's. It's cool. It's fun. I just love how this show is a mix of a lot of things that I love, like Truman Show, Goonies, Stranger Things, Lost in Space, E.T. So like I'm set. I'm happy.
I'm beyond happy. Darth Raccoonar with an insane theory says wild theory or wild but could this be the eternal treasure is connected to Abeloth? She drank from the pool of knowledge and pool or fountain of power or whatever it is. And those two pools sound like a treasure to me. And the great work, of course, is too. I mean, if this was the planet where that stuff was, they make it out to be that planet is Peridia, but yeah, maybe you never know.
That'd be insane, man.
Yeah, that'd be insane. It'd be a great connection, but it seems unlikely. But that's what these crazy theories are for, I guess. Yeah. Why is it called an eternal treasure? I don't know. We're hopefully gonna find out.
And what was the thing that one lady said? Oh, you guys are Leerings or Wonderlings from the treasure planet?
Yeah.
Linderlings or something.
Like that.
Yeah, something weird. Like, what is that?
What is that? I don't know. But that girl, she was like baffled. The girl that was when they first got there, and she meets the KB and Vern.
Are you kids? Like you've never seen kids before?
Yeah.
Like
what are you guys doing here? Like she was so baffled, and then she was like, "Yeah, at Attin. Okay, sure. Like where are you guys actually from?" It's so weird. They are off to such a great start with this show. It's got everybody talking about it. Everybody's like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
My biggest thing is I want to see, obviously we won't know for a couple days, but what are the numbers like viewer?
Oh, because if it's good, they're going to release that and flaunt it real quick.
Oh yeah. And if it's bad, it's not going to be good. Here's the deal. This show before it aired was not tracking well. I mean, it's talked about by us obviously and by hardcore fans, but it's more so for the normie people. Like yes, Jude Law's a big draw. But the conversation around the show still seemed to be like, it's a kid show. It's a kid show. It's a kid. And obviously all Star Wars is made for kids, but it's not like a kid show. It's not made for like little kids.
I think it'll do better as it comes out through word of mouth, especially closer to Christmas when people are home with family. And this is a really good show to watch with younger brother and sisters, nieces, nephews. Like it's really fun. And it's kind of cool for those kids where this is their first entry point into Star Wars. Yeah, because like it's fun, and then they're gonna ask those questions. What's a Jedi? What is a lightsaber? What is this? What is that?
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, to your point, it's the perfect time for it with Christmas time. But week to week, it's going to get hopefully more and more and more as like if Hondo shows up, that'll be a big thing. If this big reveal payoff of who Jude Law's character really is a big thing, then it will be big word of mouth type deal. Like the word has gotten around so far over the first 2 days after the first 2 episodes released that
Mhm.
this show is good.
Yeah,
95 Rotten Tomato score. Like if you're paying attention to any of this social media stuff as a normie fan, you're gonna see, oh my god, 95 on Rotten. What's going on here?
Yeah.
Or all these people going, yeah, this show's great. You should check it out. Like that's how it's gonna grow. And I agree with you. I think this premiere is probably gonna be low numbers, probably like or if not even less. And then hopefully week to week it'll grow from there. So it'll be very interesting to see maybe in 3 or 4 days what those first couple day numbers are.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, we did just hit the 2-hour mark. So, Tony, I will let you get out of here. I appreciate you coming on, of course. The first ever guest. Couldn't have asked for a better one. I appreciate you quite a bit. And I did see somebody mention all your amazing helmets behind you. So I have to say that they're quite the collection you got there.
Yes. It's kind of bad because, like, I have ones on the floor I don't even have space for. So they're on the floor. Yeah, they're just I stopped buying them because I don't have any more room. So yeah, they're just everywhere. But thank you again for having me on. It was an honor. Thank you, chat. You guys are the best. And you guys have a good rest of your day.
Of course. I appreciate you. And if you guys have not yet smashed a freaking like on the stream, go do that. And yeah, hit that subscribe. Go check out Tony at a Star Wars Sith. I'm too used to saying my own name. Star Wars Sith on everything, right?
Yep,
on YouTube,
on everything, yeah.
Instagram, you know it. Okay.
Yep.
Go check that out. Go check out Tony. Hit
Bye,
that
guys.
subscribe on Tony's.
Thank you.
Don't even have to do mine. Okay. All right. See you guys later.
Later.
Hang on. How do I where's the end button? No, I'm kidding, chat. I'm trying to find where's the stupid button? Oh, we're back to stupid button things? All right, I appreciate Tony for chopping in. Chat, where is the stupid button? Oh, wait, I think I found it. Nope, didn't find it. Oh, I think I found it. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Great rest of your lives. Don't you worry, chat. I'll figure out all the other buttons next stream, but I appreciate you guys. And may the force be with you. Always. Damn it. Oh, haha.